Thank you, Speaker. It is a pleasure to rise on behalf of my constituents of Windsor West to speak to this PC Opposition Day motion called the Hydro Contract and Hydro One moratoriums. And I'm going to speak a little bit about the Conservative record on hydro before I speak to the Liberal record on hydro. And actually, they're pretty much one and the same. As I said, when I had another opportunity to speak about hydro, it's kind of like Groundhog Day. So during the Mike Harris government, Conservative government, and the Ernie Eves Conservative government, we saw government charging ahead with privatizing hydro, and it was a lawsuit by a union, I believe it was CUPE, that was brought forward that stopped the sell-off, along with the outcry from the public. And now we are, fast forward to 2015, 2016, and we now have a Liberal government that's charging through with selling off a public asset without a mandate from the public to do so. They'll say they campaigned on it, but nowhere during the campaign, and out of no mouth from any of the candidates from the other side, did they ever say they were going to privatize this public asset. So really, they didn't campaign on it. But now we're seeing them charging ahead with it. And we once again see CUPE coming forward and suing the government on behalf of the people of Ontario trying to stop the sell-off. So it really is like Groundhog Day, and I can certainly understand why people in this province are having a difficult time telling the difference between the Conservative Party and the Liberal Party. Really, they're one and the same. They should maybe make their colour, combine their colours, combine the red and blue. Maybe they should all wear purple, because it's one and the same. One and the same. Although purple happens to be one of my favourite colours, so that would really ruin that for me. But anyway, Speaker, what we're seeing from the Conservative side is over and over again where they have a particular stance. They come out really strong and really hard in one particular direction, in this case selling off hydro previously, and then when they see that it's a good media piece and that they might be able to get some public support, largely based on the work that we in this caucus do, because we are the only party, the New Democrats are the only party that has consistently opposed the sell-off of our public hydro of the asset. So when they see that we're actually listening to the people of the province and hearing that they are struggling to make ends meet, they're struggling to pay their power bills, they're struggling to put food on the table, they're struggling to put clothes on their children, they're struggling across the board, and we're listening to them, and we are bringing their voice to the legislature and saying this is not a good idea, whether it was with a Conservative government or a Liberal government. We've said this is not a good idea, we want you to stop, the people of Ontario want you to stop. Once they see that there's momentum around that, suddenly the Conservatives do an about-face and say, wait a minute, we don't support selling off this public asset, even though, as they stand up and talk about the hardship that it is creating for the people of Ontario, and they come down pretty hard on the Liberal government, who deserve it. Frankly, they do deserve it. But it's really difficult for us as New Democrats and the people of Ontario to believe what they're saying when they're the ones that started the problem in the first place. They really kind of paved the way for this to happen, and now they're standing here saying, we were just kidding. It was a bad idea, and you know, maybe we can get a few votes out of standing up and saying what New Democrats have been saying all along, which is it's not a good idea and we don't support it. So I certainly appreciate that it appears that they've come to their senses, that they're really listening to the people of this province. What concerns me is that has not historically been the Conservative stance, and that perhaps, while they campaign on this particular issue, that should they form government, they would just themselves charge ahead and sell off the rest of the public asset. They might do it differently. It might benefit different stakeholders than it is for the Liberal side. But my concern, and many people in my riding and across the province are really concerned with how the Conservatives really feel about selling off this public asset. If they just want to stop it for now so they can continue on with it, or if they really want to keep this in public hands. And I think there's been some prime examples of the Conservatives saying one thing, then changing direction, when they think it's more popular to say something else, then switching gears again. And, you know, I'm gonna speak about auto jobs, because currently we have, and I'd like to wish luck to the FCA team that are at the bargaining table right now, actually bargaining for auto jobs. I want to wish them luck. But we had a Conservative stand up and say about the auto jobs to let those jobs die. We don't pick winners and losers. And now all of a sudden they're the champions for auto jobs. They stand up and talk about how great auto jobs are. We've seen the leader, Patrick Brown, talk about health and physical education. He's this way one day, he's this way the next day. If he's at this store, it's one way. If it's this store, it's another thing.
The member of what the Opposition Day motion is about. I believe that you're beginning to wander far to the, I guess in your case, far to the left. And so as a result of that, I would ask that you stick to the Opposition Day motion at hand and address and speak specifically to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Speaker, and I appreciate the reminder. And coming to the left isn't so bad, because if it was, the Conservatives certainly wouldn't be trying to do that themselves. So anyways, I don't have much time left, because I know my colleagues all would like an opportunity, or they at least appear to be trying to come to the left. Who knows what they really want to do. So with the little time I have left, because I know my other caucus members all have something to add, we certainly support the notion of stopping any further sell-off of this public asset. This is an asset that puts money back into the provincial pot to be able to pay for health care, to be able to pay for the education system, to keep the lights on in the hospitals and keep the lights on in our schools. We certainly don't want to see people in this province struggling anymore. They want some real relief, not just a, hey, we're going to give you a rebate and aren't we wonderful. They actually want to see some real action around hydro. Well over 80% of the people in Ontario don't want the government to sell off this public asset. They've said that loud and clear. The government didn't run on selling off the public assets. So we can certainly appreciate the motion that's brought before us, and I'm just hoping that the Conservative members, the party that has brought this motion forward, are really genuine in what it is that they're trying to do, that this is not some sort of political stunt. Thank you, Speaker.